Hi, I'm Sean Stadig, and welcome to another exciting episode of MidCap Movers, an investment series that brings you America's business future, new and otherwise unknown investment opportunities that are usually only available to the inner circles of Wall Street. Today, I'm with Mr. Peter Sterling, who is the CEO of Pavilion Energy Resources, which recently announced that it would be expanding into the area of wind power. Pavilion Energy Resources is currently trading on the pink sheets under the symbol PVRE. Mr. Sterling is here to tell us about the new and exciting ventures Pavilion Energy is engaging in. Welcome, Mr. Sterling, and thank you for being here. Would you tell us a little bit about yourself and your company, Pavilion Energy?
I'm an entrepreneur who's been involved in oil and gas and mineral exploration for a number of years. Pavilion Energy is a junior exploration company that was previously involved in oil and gas exploration, and now we've moved it over into wind energy with a couple of large projects that we put into the company.
So do you see wind energy replacing oil and gas or acting in conjunction with it?
We see wind energy as complementing oil and gas, and in some places where oil and gas is getting too expensive, it will replace it in order to lower costs and to reduce pollution. I think they'll complement each other. I think there'll still be a need for oil and gas for a long, long while. But wind is going to have an increasing part to play in the clean energy space.
And how much energy do wind farms create each year, and will that have a major effect on our economy? And obviously the important buzzword now is the environment.
Well, as the wind turbines become more efficient, they're going to generate an increasing percentage of our electricity and overall energy. The turbines that we're going to be using are 400% more capital efficient than existing turbines. So they're going to generate a lot more electricity for a lot less capital. And we see these types of turbines are going to proliferate across the US and across other countries and increase the overall percentage of electricity generated. And some of that electricity is then going to be used in the next generation electric cars.
Tell us more about the projects you're working on then.
The two projects in California and Oregon, they will each have about 500 turbines placed on them. The turbines will each generate around 20 megawatts of electricity. So we'll build maybe 100 turbines a year, so it takes about 5 years to build them out. And they'll connect into the California grid and provide some of that renewable energy that California has mandated that it wants to generate. The Japanese project is going to be a little further offshore and a lot larger. It'll be something in the order of 200 to 500 gigawatts, and it would probably eventually replace perhaps half of their oil and gas imports. But over a longer time span, about 20, 25 years to build that system out.
I understand that you have taken steps to make wind energy more aesthetically pleasing. Can you tell us how that's done?
Well, our turbines actually concentrate and accelerate the wind, and we use something in the order, well, they use sailcloth panels that accelerate the wind into the turbine, and we're going to construct those so that they look aesthetically pleasing, more like sailboats on the horizon than industrial equipment.
What are the major advantages to wind power over other alternative energy forms?
Well, the wind is free and it doesn't create any pollution, and it's forever. There's always going to be wind blowing every year for maybe half or more of the year. And offshore the wind is more steady and stronger, so you generate more electricity per year from an offshore wind farm than you do from an onshore wind farm.
That's interesting.
And the areas are much larger. So it's estimated that in the US there's enough wind power to generate all of the electricity that America needs. It just hasn't been developed yet. Wind power is now the cheapest electricity. And using our turbines that are 400% more capital efficient than existing turbines, it's going to make wind power the most inexpensive electricity on the planet, cheaper than anything else out there except for hydro, which is another renewable energy. So yeah, it's going to be a major plus.
Would you give us an example of another company in the wind energy business?
Acciona of Spain is probably the best example. It's a $10 billion company. They're very active with wind farms all around the planet, and they're growing very rapidly.
How do you see your company's earnings in the next 5 to 10 years? And Can you tell me, are there investment opportunities for those who are interested in wind energy?
We would look to Pavilion to become a billion-dollar company within the next 5 years. And yes, the company is traded on the pink sheets so people can buy and sell the stock over the internet.
Well, Mr. Sterling, it seems like Pavilion is taking major steps to develop alternative power sources. Your wind farms will obviously reduce our need for fossil fuels, and it will be a huge cost savings for the consumer and our nation. I want to thank you for your time today, and we wish you the best of luck in the future. Please come back soon.
Thanks for having me.
If you'd like more information on Pavilion Energy, please contact MidCap Movers at midcapmovers.com, or you can find them at pavilionenergyresources.com. I'm your host, Sean Static, and this closes another edition of MidCap Movers. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, think big and invest wisely.